Okay, this is Opa. He's going to read his bar mitzvah speech that he did yesterday, and we're going to record this for posterity.
This is the speech I gave at my second bar mitzvah on September the 8th, 2012, at Tiferet Israel Congregation in Columbus, Ohio. Shabbat Shalom. Here I stand in the twilight of my life, acting like a 13-year-old. I will spare you the usual bar mitzvah speech about the weekly Torah portion and the Haftorah. Neither will I tell you about my hopes and aspirations for the future. But I will tell you about my past and why this second bar mitzvah is so important to me. If you did not know it by now, I am a Holocaust survivor. The Nazi persecution forced me to leave my parents' home 3 years before my bar mitzvah. When I was called to the Torah for the first time, on August 29, 1942, I was alone before a strange congregation in a strange city. I had already experienced man's inhumanity to man, and I had seen the benevolent side of humanity. By the time I was 13 years old, I had been bombed and strafed by the German planes. I had watched the British and French armies retreat from the beaches of Dunkirk. I had escaped captures by the Nazi multiple times. I had traveled hundreds of miles across Europe by myself, on trains that were so crowded that sometimes I had to stand on the steps of the railroad car because the train was so full that I could not get in. I was saved from being run over by a locomotive, and I had almost been electrocuted, and I had been in jail. It would have made a perfect script for an Indiana Jones movie, and yet I survived it all. The question is why? Why was it God's will that I survived the Holocaust? So many more deserving, more religious, and more worthy human beings, young and old, were slaughtered during the Holocaust. The older I get, the more that question bothers me. I guess it's called survivor's guilt. She who must be obeyed's explanation for my survival is that God spared me as a favor to her so that she could have me. I guess if it works for her, it works for me. I would like to pay tribute to all the American soldiers who served during World War II, especially those who gave their lives so that I could live and be here today. In my 83 years of life, I made a few good decisions. The best, of course, was to marry Ruth, the love of my life, almost 60 years ago. Other good decisions were to come to the USA after the war, join the U.S. Army to repay my debt to America for liberating us, go to work for IBM, and last but not least, move to Columbus, Ohio, and become part of Congregation Tiferet Israel. This shul became our extended family, and I want to thank you all for welcoming and befriending us when we came here in 1975. You chose me to serve the congregation in many different capacities over the years, and one of my proudest achievements was to serve as president of this great and historic synagogue in 1989 and 1990. In particular, I want to thank Rabbi Berman for his long friendship, for his support at some very difficult times, and for all the things he taught me. There is an old midrash that says, as long as you study Torah, you will not die. Well, Rabbi Berman and I are diligently working on that. We both intend to live forever, and so far we're both doing very well. Rabbi, it was still and still is a true honor to be your student, to daven with you on and off the bima, to work with you for the betterment of our congregation, and to call you my friend. May God bless you and Beth with an enjoyable and rewarding retirement. Harold, I don't know about the rest of the congregation, but I certainly will miss you. I want to thank our children Danny, Naomi, and Rob, our grandchildren Jonathan and Benjamin, for making our lives so meaningful and giving us so much nachas. Of course, we miss Gary a lot, and he's never far from our thoughts. And finally, I want to thank my wife Ruth, who has stood by my side through good times and bad, has gone with me wherever we had to go, and has never faltered. She has been the rock which our family was built on, and as the song says, she is the wind beneath my wings. She is a true Eshes Chayil, a woman of valor. Finally, I want to thank you all for your friendship and for coming today. I wish you all the very best, and of course, I wish you a good Shabbos.
Okay, thank you very much.